Welcome to the Tea Huddle.
Your only source for gridiron gossip. If you love watching football for 10 hours on Sunday,
Or if you can't wait for the Bad Bunny Super Bowl halftime show,
then this is the podcast for you. Yeah, I'm psyched about Bad Bunny. It's going to be great.
yes, we're starting off immediately with what I think is the week's top story, because it's when people who don't even care about football news. Sunday night, during the game between the Packers and the Cowboys, it was announced that Bad Bunny is going to headline this year's Super Bowl halftime show. I'm so excited. I can't wait. He's the biggest star in the world. I love that it's going to attract a global audience, and it's going to be so fun. It's going to be a party.
I think it's going to be a really good show. I think it's a great choice. And the Swifties might be a little upset. I feel like there were some rumors about her. There were a couple of rumors.
I don't think, and I can be wrong at any point, but I don't think she's going to do it while Travis is still playing football and while there's a chance that he would be in the Super Bowl. I think she wouldn't want that day to be about her when it could be about him. So I think once he retires, she'll do it, but not before.
I think that tracks. That sounds like a good working theory.
Thank you. I've thought about it a lot. There were rumors it was going to be her. There were rumors it was going to be Adele. There was like a fake graphic floating around online, that a screenshot of her posting an Instagram of like a football or something, which she didn't post, but that is where those rumors came from. There was another graphic of like a big, very sort of toothy smile with a Super Bowl logo, and that looked like it was Miley Cyrus's smile. She's got some big teeth. That, and I didn't think that graphic was real, but I thought that had some real legs to it. She has new music this year. She doesn't like touring, but a one-off performance I thought might be a good fit for her. She has appeal across generations. So I thought it could be her, but it wasn't. It was Bad Bunny.
Yeah, no, I thought that was a good theory too. I do think she would be a killer halftime performer.
Yes.
And hopefully that's in the cards in the future.
If we're lucky, I would love to see a Miley Cyrus halftime show.
Yeah, because she's like a rock star. Like I love Adele's music, but I don't think that's Super Bowl halftime
Totally
material.
When you're listening to Adele, you want to like cry and, think about your high school boyfriend who broke up with you. You don't want to like jump up and down and wear glitter and like, things that like a rocking halftime show should make you wanna you get energized.
You want it to rock.
Yeah, exactly. And Bad Bunny's, I think, will rock.
Yeah, I think so too. I think there'll be a lot of energy, and of course there are trolls on the internet who are like, I'm not gonna be watching this year, and
bye. Yeah. Nobody wants you.
Yeah, bye.
He did a quick interview Monday, the day after it was announced, and he said he feels like a weight has been lifted. He's had to keep this secret for so long, which is interesting because that means that this has been determined for a while. And he said that he took this to represent his friends and his family and Puerto Rico and Latino people all around the world. So I think probably like Kendrick's performance last year, there'll be some political statements and a point of view in the performance, and perhaps not just music and dancing, which I'm here for.
Definitely. And because he has intentionally not been playing American shows, right?
Right. In the U.S., in the continental United States.
Yes, exactly. And I saw somebody saying that, like he buckled from that, or he folded because he got offered the Super Bowl halftime show. But I think the representation that his people are getting is I think so massive that he still made that statement by not touring in the States.
Right. And I think whatever statement he wants to make, he has one of the biggest platforms in the world now to do that. So I think he'll take advantage, and I am excited. Can't wait to dance to hopefully a Lions Super Bowl.
Yeah, let's get the Lions in there.
Yeah.
They're going to have to beat the Eagles.
Because they're in the same division.
They're in the same conference.
Whatever. So that was the biggest story of the week, but one rivaled it. And it feels like it was a lifetime ago because we now have our episodes come out every other week. But at the last time the Tea Huddle had an episode, it was still just rumored that Cardi B and Stefan Diggs were maybe pregnant.
But no longer just a rumor.
It's been confirmed.
Confirmed that Cardi B is pregnant with Stefan Diggs' baby. I just love having a Patriot who is in the cultural headlines. I feel like our team hasn't had too much of that, I guess. I mean, there's like you got your Gronkowski, who's like a character, and then you got like Aaron Hernandez, which is like really dark, and terrifying, and nobody wants that.
Edelman sort of messed around a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. He's still sort of like a good boy.
Yeah. And then of course Tom Brady, lots of headlines.
Yeah.
But
never like too like salacious, really. This is I don't know. Diggs being with Cardi B to me is hilarious, and I hope she comes to some games.
Well, not this week. She's busy. She's promoting an album. She's taking care of her 3 kids. She's busy.
Oh yeah, she was pregnant on stage at the Global Citizen Festival.
She was, yes. So right after our last episode came out, Cardi went on CBS Mornings for an interview with Gayle King to promote her new album, Am I the Drama? And in that interview, she finally confirmed that she is pregnant with Stefan Diggs' baby. This will be baby number 4 for her. Her daughter Culture is 7, her son Wave is 4, and her daughter Blossom just turned 1 in September. Those 3 kids are all with Offset, who she's currently going through a messy divorce with.
Yeah, that seems like it's not good, and he seems like really uninvolved with all these children.
Yes. Stefan Diggs has, well, we'll get there. Anyway, put a pin in that for a second. She said in the interview that she hadn't even told her parents yet, that she was going to have to tell them in between the time they were filming the interview and when it aired. And when Gayle King said, "Why haven't you told them?" She said, "Because I'm scared of them," which seemed true. She seemed like that was, why she hadn't told them. But that, she didn't want to announce this before she was ready, before the baby was healthy, which we're glad that the baby's healthy and she's ready to announce that they have this exciting news.
Yeah.
In the interview, she also talked about her relationship with Stefan Diggs. She said he makes her feel safe, happy, and confident, which are all amazing things that you want your partner to make you feel.
Yeah, don't we all want to feel those things? I mean, yeah, I'm surprised. I just can't picture Stefan Diggs being like at all affectionate and like romantic, but I guess he makes her feel safe.
Yeah. And then he hasn't spoken out publicly, but he did comment on an Instagram post of hers right after this interview. 3 different comments. He said 100% team boy. He commented, "Proud of you for staying focused." And then he commented, "Thinking of Spanish names right now." So it seemed happy, like they were in new baby bliss for about 24 hours. And then right after this news came out, a report came out that Stefan Diggs is currently in a paternity suit to confirm whether or not he is the father of a months-old baby with a influencer Fashion Nova model named Aileen Lopera, who goes by Lord Giselle online. The suit was actually filed back in December of 2024 when Aileen Lopera was pregnant before the baby was born. He filed a response in mid-July saying that he wasn't sure if he was the father, which means he could have been. But from our timeline of Cardi and Stefan Diggs' relationship, it seems like this doesn't necessarily mean any cheating was going on. This could have been just before the 2 of them got together. on July 17th, a judge determined that they had to both take genetic testing to confirm, like a paternity test. But it's not public if that has happened yet, and if it did, what the results were. So we don't know if he is or is not the father 100%. So that was the drama online. And then the very next day, more drama online because a video was posted on TMZ of back in May of Stefan Diggs in New York City leaving a hospital with an infant car seat, getting into a car, making it seem really like he was with a newborn baby leaving the hospital.
Right.
And the reason why this trip to New York is significant is because while he was here, taking that car seat out of the hospital, the very next day, he and Cardi went to the Knicks playoff game at MSG, which is their first like public appearance together.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And they posted pictures of themselves at that game. That was their hard launch on Instagram. So he like came to New York to publicize his relationship and also take maybe his third baby home from the hospital.
This guy's been keeping busy. But it doesn't seem like Cardi minds that he's been extracurricular in the past. I think if anything, it looks like he's taking some responsibility, and maybe that means something to her.
I like your take. That's a good point. You're right. She doesn't seem that upset. She went on Instagram Live during all of this, and people were commenting about Stefan Diggs is having other babies too, And her response was, "That's your baby daddy? That's my baby daddy too. That's our baby daddy. What now? I don't know. We're going to figure it out." Which is sort of what a way to live your life. We'll figure it out.
Exactly.
It is what it is. Like, hello, look at me. I'm extremely pregnant right now with his baby. What do you want me to do? Like, that's our baby daddy. We're going to figure it out.
No, I think it's a very real take, and she seems unbothered and committed. So I think this is cool. I think it's actually maybe more of a sweeter relationship than we originally thought. We thought it was sort of salacious, but they seem to care about each other.
Cardi said in her interview with Gayle King that in like an intimate moment, she was talking about, I think, the damage that her relationship with Offset did, and that Stefan Diggs said, "Let me heal you," which is very romantic.
It really is.
I think that's nice.
Good for Stefan.
Yeah, heal her. Don't ruin this, Stefan. Don't abandon Cardi. We love Cardi. We want to protect her. Later in the week, after all this, he surprised her with a giant, like truck-sized display of roses at her album release party. So it seems like they're on great terms. She looked like she was happy to see him. And then the woman who is going through the paternity suit, that woman's lawyer confirmed that was not her baby in her car seat in that video, confirmed that it's a third situation, because this is exactly what she said. "I can confirm that is not my client in the video, and no car seat has been provided to her. My client looks forward to the day Mr. Diggs finally meets, acknowledges, and provides for the infant daughter they share." So he's not buying that baby a car seat.
Yeah, I guess that was sort of a dig on
definitely.
That he's not stepping up to baby number 2 of 3.
Yeah, so he has one child already, a 8-year-old daughter named Nova. And then maybe this infant with the Fashion Nova model. And then maybe whoever's baby he was leaving the hospital with in May. And then definitely Cardi's unborn child.
A lot of irons in the old fire.
Yeah. No. More to come.
Yeah, seriously.
Not more irons, necessarily more information about this as it all unfolds.
Yes. And, the Patriots will be playing at MetLife once this season, so that's close enough. Maybe we'll see Cardi at a game when they're playing the Jets.
I would love that.
That would be great.
She said she loves watching him play football and that she's like cursing at her TV and jumping up and down and screaming on Sundays.
Oh, that's great. Let's get Cardi involved in the NFL. This is hilarious.
Yeah. Cardi B and Madison Beer, the newest wags of the 2025 season.
I love this roster.
Yeah. It's now time for our first segment, which means it's also time to welcome back Kelly. Welcome,
Hello.
Kelly. We both had great weeks this week. Your Patriots won.
Big wins this week.
My Lions won. We both won in fantasy football. Sorry, Christian. One of those was at his expense.
It was a great week. Yeah. I was at the Patriots game actually, and yeah, it's the most relaxed I've felt watching the Patriots in a long time. It felt like we were back in the dynasty era.
So because I've only been watching football for about 3 seasons, I've never really seen the Patriots have a great game before. It was
I've seen any of us relax.
no, and like on a roll with like no doubt that it was going to keep going that way. It was new for me, but it was familiar for you.
It was a distant memory, but yeah, I'm feeling good. Feeling ready to play the Bills this weekend.
Wow.
Let's do it. Feeling confident in Drake May.
Yes. So Drake May is my backup quarterback after we tragically lost Joe Burrow, and he's doing great for me.
Yeah, I'm jealous. I wish I had him.
He's getting me a bunch of points, unlike everybody else on my team, but neither.
Joe Burrow's certainly not doing it.
No, he's not.
Like you said, yeah, you've only been watching football for 3 years now, so fairly new.
Yeah.
You've learned a lot, but there's still some basic elements that have slipped through the cracks that Marissa's still learning about. Because, 3 years isn't long enough to learn all of the rules of football.
There's a lot.
Getting there.
Yeah, I'm doing my best.
So now it's time to play.
Marisa still doesn't get it.
You're getting there.
That's both like inspiring and a little humiliating all at once. Like I like having my own, game show theme song, but it feels a little.
Are you smarter than
Yeah, exactly.
Marisa?
Exactly.
Or a fifth grader?
I think I'm smarter than a fifth grader, but maybe not one who's been watching football for more than 3 years in this particular realm.
Yeah. So how can I help you? Let's go through some things that you're still figuring it out after a few years.
Okay, the biggest one, which it just goes over my head. I tune out when this is happening. Anything about punting, kicking. Like I obviously get what a field goal is. I get the extra point kick. I don't know the kickoff, they start with a kick from one side to the other. When are they punting? Basically, punting and kicking as a general category. I'm lost.
Punting versus kicking, which you're aware that they're different players, right?
Sort of. I mean,
No.
yes. Always,
Yeah,
right?
punter's not a kicker and vice versa.
Okay, and a kicker can't punt. Like they're not going to do both. Okay, got it.
Yeah. Definitely shouldn't do the same thing. Yeah, punting and kicking is separate. So, yeah, kicking happens as you kind of mentioned. If it's a field goal or a kickoff, like after halftime, in a very basic sense, kicking is good. You either just scored, you're going to kick it to the other team, or you're kicking a field goal. And punting is bad. It means you didn't get a first down. You're on fourth down, and you need to send it to the other team. It's their turn now.
Oh, okay. So it's like when you decide you're not going to go for the fourth down, it's like you've already lost the fourth down, and now you just need to get it as far away from.
You're not going for it. I remember we learned this before.
Yes.
You're not going for the fourth down. You're surrendering and you're giving it over to the other team.
Okay, got it.
Try to punt it as far away as you can to the closest to their end zone, so they have to start at the 1st yard line.
Okay, got it. So we just know we're not going to get this fourth down. So we could either try, and if we fail, then the other team gets the ball from where we stand, or we could use this fourth down to
Push
punt
them as
it
far back as you can.
far away. Okay. All right. Great.
Yeah.
I get it.
They're important positions.
Thanks, Kelly.
When you need them, they're important.
Yeah. And just for a refresher, we hate the kicker, Harrison Butker, because he's a jerk who told women while they were graduating college that they don't need a degree or to have a job and that they should go make babies and support their men. So screw that guy. But the rest of the kickers, they're out there. And, oh, you know what other kicker we hate? The one, what's his name? Brandon McNamus. He assaulted flight attendants on a team plane. So screw that guy too. But
yeah, there's some bad.
And Ravens kicker, Justin Tucker, who has a masseuse harassment problem. And so maybe punters are less problematic than kickers, but some of these kickers need to get their shit together.
Yeah, do we have any bad punters out there? We'll do some digging. Two of the only punters' names I know are Pat McAfee. So we know his podcast now.
He was a punter? Get out. Punter's like barely a job, and now this guy's one of the most famous football commentators. Wow. You truly learn something new every day.
Yeah, we're gonna learn more about punters.
I can't believe that guy was a punter. Wow. He had a lot of time to like sit around and chat, I guess, because you punt hardly ever.
He's a famous punter. And then Jake Bailey for the Patriots. Not so famous, but I know.
Famous to Patriots fans. I'm going to learn about all the punters. And if there's anything interesting to say about any of them,
we're coming for you, punters.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm finding the skeletons in all the punters' closets over the next 2 weeks.
Let's do it. For our next segment, we will bring Christian back in for the Battle of the Beefs. Really fitting to have you here, Christian, because we are beefing as we speak.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I think I have the beef. You're the one sitting pretty off of this massive fantasy football win. You just absolutely wrecked me.
Yeah, honestly, this week I was the least stressed about football that I've been in years, between the Patriots sitting pretty and then my fantasy team was they're going for it this week.
Yeah, you had like 160 points or something insane.
Hey, I'm like in last place, and I think I have the most points again in this league, and it's very, very frustrating.
Yeah, right. Oh, right. Yeah, you did need a win. So yeah, now you're 1-3. So
I deserve a win.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm happy to give it to you. We can squash this beef. But who isn't squashing any beef right now is, I think, Richard Sherman and Russell Wilson. That's our first beef. You probably saw this before. Week 4, it became official that Russell Wilson was getting benched for rookie quarterback Jackson Dart on the Giants. The Giants faithful were starting to chant Jackson Dart while Russell Wilson was throwing the ball away.
Which I thought Russell, he did okay.
He had some good plays, but he just went 0-3. So
yeah, you got to mix it up.
I feel like this happens at MetLife like every single year. The crowd is chanting for another young quarterback to come in. Is that just a unique New York Giants thing that these fans do?
No faith.
Seriously. But anyway, so Russell Wilson gets benched, and before Thursday Night Football, Richard Sherman, who is a broadcaster now over at Amazon, but he used to be Russell Wilson's star cornerback.
Yeah, for years and years.
Years and years. They assumed that they were close, but when they were in the pregame talking about him getting benched, and he was saying that Russell Wilson doesn't really deserve to be in the Hall of Fame, and that his chances of doing that might be pretty slim.
Wow, they have a Super Bowl together.
Yeah, but he elaborated and said that he was that Russell Wilson was too dependent on their defense, of which Sherman was a part of.
Ooh, he's taking the credit.
Yeah, totally. And I mean, they did the Legion of Boom, as that defense was famously known as. They were incredible, but Russell Wilson's offensive numbers in his Seahawks days were also like astronomical.
Yeah.
He was an incredibly good quarterback. He also made it to another Super Bowl that he famously lost at the last second to the New England Patriots.
So he played well in that game before,
Before one
The-
fateful interception.
maybe that ruined it for him getting into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, really. So, but I mean, he could have 2 Super Bowls under his belt. He has 2 appearances and one actual Super Bowl. But I mean, I was curious about Super Bowl winning quarterbacks who are not in the Hall of Fame, and that actually is a thing. Like even Eli Manning, who has 2, is not in. He probably will eventually get in, but I read that his other stats are not like phenomenal, and that might even keep a guy like Eli out of the Hall of Fame.
And I think he'll get in. But could you also imagine a Giants player saying that he doesn't deserve to be in?
No, yeah, exactly. That great point, because that would never happen.
Like Shanahan?
He gets so much respect. He has this huge post football like career doing ESPN2 and all sorts of appearances, and everybody, nobody talks shit on him, especially not his ex teammates.
I do feel like we talked about last season how Russell Wilson maybe isn't the best teammate in the locker room.
Either last season or the season before, Marshawn Lynch, who was Russell's running back in the day, said that he tried to reach out to Russell to like hang out, and he was like, "No, you gotta go through my manager."
What?
And like he doesn't have anybody's.
Wow,
Like he doesn't
he's got
even.
no friends.
Yeah. And Marshawn was like, "Yeah, I don't fuck with that." And so yeah, they're not pals anymore.
Hey, maybe it hurts your chance of getting into the Hall of Fame. The more friends you have, the better. We'll find out if Eli can do it.
Seriously.
So who do you think wins this beef, Richard Sherman or Russell Wilson?
I sort of got to go with Richard Sherman. Even though he's like sort of the aggressor here, I think he's right. Like Russell Wilson's his records since leaving Seattle are 4-11, 7-8, and 0-3. Like that sort of speaks for itself. And like, yeah, I kind of think he's right. I kind of think Russell will not make it into the Hall of Fame.
All right, hot take. Let's see what happens.
All right, what's our next beef? What do you got?
Our next beef is Robert Saleh versus Liam Cohen.
Oh yeah, I saw this.
This one's good. So Robert Saleh, he is the 49ers defensive coordinator this year, and Jacksonville Jaguars head coach Liam Cohen. They got into almost a physical altercation at the end of the game.
It's crazy. It's wild to see non-players
Right?
really
Like the
get in their
actual
faces
coaches.
like this.
They had to be held back by their teammates. The coach had to be held back as they're screaming at each other as they're getting off the field.
What? It was because Saleh had some fighting words for Cohen.
Yeah, so Liam was being held back, screaming, "Keep my name out your mouth,"
Oh yeah, the old Will Smith line.
which sounds familiar. You learned that, yeah, the old Will Smith Oscars line.
Definitely.
Yeah, apparently last week before the game, Robert Saleh during a press conference said that he thought the Jags were stealing play signals and signs. And he actually said that he thought they did a good job of it, and he found that they did it legally, which I guess you can study and learn the signs yourself. There's someone in the box who's doing that. And so he called them out and said that they're really good at doing that, and it always helps them when they need to be in an advantaged position. Obviously, Liam didn't like that. He starts yelling, "Keep my name out your mouth," which I feel like it seems a little bit aggressive considering he said it was all legal and wasn't
Yeah.
trying to hurt his reputation or anything. But
I suppose it sort of is like an indication of guilt that he got that mad about it. Like
Yeah.
because I think it seems like Salah was right. Cohen wasn't saying you lied. Like, he just said, keep my name out your mouth.
Don't talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, which Salah was saying he had made sure before the game that they were changing their signals enough to throw him off so they couldn't study from last week. So I
Yeah.
guess there's a strategy there. But yeah, Cohen was asked about it in the press conference after because they were literally being held away from each other. And he just said, I'm gonna keep it between us two, which I feel like his PR guy was probably like, that's enough.
Yeah, really. I guess Salah wasn't able, even knowing that it was coming, wasn't able to really defend it. If in fact that is what helped them win the game, because Jacksonville actually they got a big win against San Fran.
Yeah, I guess he didn't do a good job changing up those signals. So
Yeah, I guess not. Well, who do you think wins this beef?
yeah, I feel like Liam Cohen had to win because as you said, they took the W. So whatever he's doing is working.
Yeah, no,
And Robert, yeah, Salah said it was legal. No harm, no foul.
yeah, it's kind of a backhanded compliment.
Yeah, it seemed like one. Yeah.
Yeah, but so like whatever, you won the game and
Keep doing what you're doing.
yeah.
Keep reading those signals.
Seriously. I guess Liam Cohen won the game and won this beef.
Won the beef. Big winner.
So this next beef is in between sideline reporter Aditi Kinkhabwala and head coach of the Chicago Bears, Ben Johnson. Did you see their halftime interview?
I haven't seen this one yet. No, fill me in.
Oh wow. Okay. So Aditi, she's been on the sideline for like decades. She's such a pro. She's always out there.
Yeah.
And she had to interview Ben Johnson after a really bad first half. The Bears played terribly. I think they only had 6 points after forcing 3 turnovers, and they just didn't have much to show for it. So Aditi was having a pretty normal halftime interview, and then she said, "Do you need to change what you're doing?" at the end of it. But it was a question, but it really came off as a statement. And then you see this look in Ben Johnson's eyes. He goes, "Oh yeah, you think we'll be just fine?" And and he shoots daggers at her because it sounded like she was just saying, "You need to change what you're doing."
Well, maybe she's right.
Totally. And so the internet responded. It went a bit viral because he just looked. He looked so furious that she said this.
Like she's a woman.
Oh yeah, I mean before this question came up, he wasn't even really answering her questions. He was sort of cutting her off. It was there wasn't a ton of respect there in the first place. So I'm sort of glad that she pissed him off.
Yeah. Got to get that respect somehow or some response at least.
Totally. And so on a morning talk show on Monday, Aditi mentioned that she should have been more specific about her question, but she also didn't seem to mind too much that she pissed him off, which was cool. She didn't seem super regretful. She was just doing her job.
Yeah, now she's being talked about, so
yep,
that's always good.
Exactly. And Ben Johnson, he went on. He was on some a podcast or something, and said that he regretted his response. He said I was in game mode, and that he heard it to be more of a statement than a question. So, and he got really offended, and he showed it.
Wow, I can't believe he owned up to that.
Yeah. I mean, I think he's kind of embarrassed.
Yeah, not a good look. Not a good look, Ben. But then, hey, I think what you said worked because the Bears came back and won the game.
Yeah, maybe
He got in his head. He gave some halftime speech probably then.
Exactly. He's like, I'm gonna show her.
You're embarrassing me out there.
Totally. Yeah. So I think whatever.
Yeah, who do you think won this beef?
I'm gonna give it to Aditi because I think she looks way cooler at the end of this, and he looks embarrassed, and then after that comment, the Bears came back and won the game. So I'm giving this beef to Aditi.
Nice work, Aditi.
Yeah, keep it up.
All right, for our last beef of the day, we have MetLife Stadium versus ACLs.
Oh boy.
You hate to see it, but
Yep, that's the story keeps getting told every year.
Malik Neighbors tore his ACL on Sunday playing at MetLife, which hurts. Yeah, the Giants got a win, but unfortunately their star wide receiver is out for the season. So that hurts. But yeah, it's not the first time we've seen an ACL tear or other bad injuries at MetLife. As you may recall, Aaron Rodgers tore his Achilles on that same turf in 2023. And people had things to say about it. OBJ, Odell Beckham, he posted about it on Instagram. He said, respect, and I love the Giants, but death life, as he called it, has taken too many talented players away from the game. Odell famously got hurt. He had a really bad ankle injury in 2017, and it ended his season. He never really played the same after that injury.
That was at MetLife?
That was at MetLife.
Yeah, damn.
Sterling Shepard tore his ACL.
Jalen Phillips on the Miami Dolphins, he also tore his Achilles tendon there. These injuries keep stacking up. It's really there's just such an ungodly amount of money in this league. You would think that they would at least be protecting their players with better grass.
Yeah, and that's what OBJ said. He said, "I know it's not just the turf's fault, but let's take this time to talk about it because they at the NFL worries about injuries in so many other areas, but let's put money to these fields and these stadiums and make sure that no one's getting hurt." But I did kind of deep dive into it because I was a little curious how many stadiums use turf versus actual grass, and it is like 50% of stadiums that use turf, which is interesting. And MetLife did upgrade their turf in 2023, right before Aaron Rodgers got hurt, actually. They put in a new system, which is the same turf that they have at Foxborough. So it is supposed to be better quality. But yeah, just when you see injuries like Malik Neighbors, you got to question what's actually happening. And the interesting thing is they're hosting the World Cup at MetLife, and they're putting in real grass for that event. So
Exactly. And so we know that it can be done. The Club World Cup was there this past summer, so they already did it. They already brought in this turf because FIFA refused to let their players play on this cheap turf.
Yeah.
Apparently, it's wildly expensive to maintain the grass out there, and I think the Jets and Giants owners claim that is. That it's impossible to do, but
there's another thing. There are two teams playing in that stadium. You'd think they'd have a little excess cash between the two of them.
Seriously, I think they're just being cheapskates. I think there has to be a way to make this happen. It's the NFL. This is wild.
Yeah, I don't really know. I'm trying to think. You didn't ask me yet, but how to pick a winner, MetLife or ACLs? I don't know if there's a winner there.
Yeah, I mean.
There's a lot of losers.
I guess MetLife Stadium is winning because it's the ACLs are certainly losing.
Yeah. You better show up with some extra padding at MetLife.
Yeah, really. All right, Kelly. Well, thanks for coming in for these segments, and hopefully I can beat you next time we play fantasy football.
Yeah, bring it on. I'm ready. Always fun coming back on here for these segments. So I'll be back in a few weeks.
Oh, of course. Yeah. We'll see you in 2 weeks, Kelly. And that brings us to the final goss.
Final goss.
What do you have for us, Marisa?
Today's final goss asks the question, was there an intruder at Travis and Taylor's house in Kansas? And the answer is yes, but it's actually even more interesting and dramatic than just a simple intruder.
Oh wow, I don't really know anything about this.
Because it was not announced when it happened. It was announced a couple weeks later, and I feel like it didn't get the attention that it deserved. Cardi's pregnancy stole its thunder.
Right.
So it was announced a couple weeks ago that back on September 15th, a former police officer turned process server named Justin Lee Fisher was trying to serve Taylor Swift to subpoena her in the Justin Baldoni Blake Lively case, and he was arrested around 2 a.m. and charged with jumping the fence onto a private residence in a private neighborhood. I mean, I get wanting to give your job your all, But this is a woman with maybe the most security of like any American.
Yeah.
And you're going to hop the fence at 2:00 in the morning
Don't
onto her private estate? Are you dumb?
Don't you have to meet somebody in person and get them to identify themselves and then serve them? Like,
That's what it always happens in the movies.
yeah. So what? He was just gonna no. I really think that's the case. He was gonna knock on the door, wake them up, and serve her papers in the middle of the night.
And it seems even more bizarre than that because, okay, so just like a little bit of context to bring everybody up to speed. Back in December of 2024, actress Blake Lively, which I feel like probably if you have a phone and eyes, you've seen this story. She filed a lawsuit against actor-director Justin Baldoni, accusing him of sexual harassment, retaliation, and creating a hostile work environment during production of the movie It Ends With Us. This movie was trash, so the fact that there's like so much drama around it, like this, could have just skipped it all and have saved everybody the pain. But then Justin Baldoni countersued for about $400 million, claiming defamation, extortion, alleging that Lively and her team, which included Ryan Reynolds and Taylor Swift, pressured him over creative control of the film. So what I gather the story is that Blake Lively wanted to change the script. And he was like, no, I like the script. And she was like, well, come over to my apartment and I'll explain why these script changes are so great. And when he got there, Ryan Reynolds was like, you need to make these script changes. And then it says in the lawsuit, a very famous superstar, something like that, also came over to the apartment. A very famous and famously close friend of Lively's came over and was talking about how great the script edits were. And then Baldoni later texted Blake Lively and saying, I love the script edits even without Ryan and Taylor. I would have loved them anyway. So that's why people assume it's Taylor Swift, because he literally said it was. But also you said you loved the script edits. So now you're suing her for $400 million because she pressured you to make the script edits. They both sound just like annoying.
Bunch of bullshit on both
yes.
sides.
So anyway, he claimed in his suit that Taylor's influence was used to pressure him into accepting these script edits, and his legal team wanted to subpoena her as a witness. Her legal team pushed back. Obviously, you think Taylor Swift's lawyers, who are probably the best to ever do it, are going to let her get subpoenaed if there's any way to avoid it? No, they're not. So they said she had no material role in the case and that she had not agreed to be deposed. And a judge said they requested this too late. So like, you're not going to subpoena her for what it was past the discovery period. But then it seems like his team decided to do it anyway, which the internet says could have been for a very variety of reasons, either like just in case the judge later changed their mind or I don't know, whatever. But it seems like he tried to serve her anyway. So you're going to her house at 2:00 in the morning. You're jumping the fence. You're trespassing. You're violating these people's privacy to try to subpoena for someone for something that the judge said, we're not doing that anyway. So this guy is a freak and should be fired, and he did get charged.
Good. There's just got to be something else going on here. Like this guy is also like a freak, weird fan or stalker on top of like having this like loose responsibility to subpoena her, even though he wasn't even supposed to be serving her.
Right.
So there's just something else wacky going on with whoever this person is. And
this Justin Lee Fisher. And so since then, Taylor has not been seen at any games. She is rumored to have attended 2, one behind that moving wall on wheels. And then this most recent week, TMZ says she was there, and there are pictures of her dad and her brother in the suite, like deep in the suite. Nobody's standing outside the way they used to. So is she avoiding being seen in public? A, because she got a bad haircut. Just kidding. I don't think that's why, but could be. B, does it have anything to do with this all getting subpoenaed, or does it have to do with like another stalker, or does it have to do with wanting to lay low till her album comes out later this week?
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Are there separate stalker rumors? Are there other
constant? I
mean, obviously that's like always going to happen, but maybe this like heightened security, maybe they are getting a little a little freaked by somebody, if not just from the late night server.
I know. I miss the days of her being on the field, surrounded by everyone, just, making out on the field. But safety comes first.
Yeah, of course. And yeah, maybe it has something to do with the new album and staying out of the public eye for right now before she's like really in everybody's faces.
Yeah,
like doing
overexposure.
Yeah.
But so lucky for us, it sounds like she's going to be doing some press. I mean, not sounds like, confirmed. She's doing press in the week leading up to her new album.
Oh, yeah.
Which is exciting because she didn't do any for her last 2 albums.
Oh, right.
Midnight's no press. Tortured Poets Department, no press.
Wow, I didn't realize that.
And it's because she's like, people are buying the albums anyway. She doesn't need to get out there and say, buy my album. But we're glad she's going to.
Yeah, we'll get some late night appearances by Taylor.
Can't wait.
Well, that's it for this episode.
Glad we got to cover all of that, and so excited that Cardi B is in the conversation.
Same, and hopefully more conversations to be had. Let's hope our buddy Stefan Diggs doesn't screw this up.
But if he does, we'll be here to talk about it.
Oh, yeah.
Check us out on Instagram, Twitter. Say hi to us and let us know if there's anything you want us to cover.
Happy to do that. We're always reading our DMs. Yeah, we'll see everybody for week 7.
Yeah, see you in 2 weeks.
And until then, stay juicy.